In this video, I'll be revealing the exact strategies I'm going to take to build my publishing business in 2022. What's going on, guys? Sean here. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about self-publishing, building passive income streams, and achieving financial freedom, and the many lessons and failures that I learned along the way. So if you're interested in those kind of stuff, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. So in this video, I want to talk about the exact publishing plans for 2022 for me as I'm building my publishing business once again after selling it, and the strategies and the focus that I will be taking for this year. So let's get right into the video. And real quick, if you guys want to check it out, I do have a complete publishing course. It'll show you how exactly I built my KDP business up to $35,000 a month and making multiple six figures a year from it. So again, the link will be below this video. All right, so as I build my new KDP account, the focus is going to be on only building one niche. So I will not be jumping around different niches, which is the biggest mistake that I made when I first got started 5 years ago. And I'm only going to start a new niche if I really exhaust all topics I can create a book about. So I'm going to pick one niche and publish as many books as I can in this niche with every single possible keywords and topic that I can find. And I will only start a new niche if I cannot find any other profitable keywords in that niche, okay? So I'm basically going to go as deep as possible with one niche. And that is the approach you want to take as well, because that's exactly how you're going to build a brand and become an authority in that niche. Now, the second thing I'm going to focus on is creating super high quality books. It's actually better to make more money from one book than a little bit of money from a lot of books, okay? It's much more easier to build a business that way, and it's much more sustainable. So I'm going to invest more money to make an incredible book that stands out rather than a bunch of mediocre books. So for book covers, I'll be using 99 Designs because they are pretty much the best when it comes to book covers. For book content, I'll be using the Urban Writers for a ghostwriting company and also hiring my own writers from Upwork. Now, this will cost more upfront, but it pays off 100x or even more in the long run because the book never dies off from bad reviews. So I talked about this in the past too, but if you have a mediocre book, right? And as an example, you spent $500 to make this mediocre book and you publish it. And after a couple months, it just dies. So say it cost you $500 and it made you like maybe $300 a month for 3 months until it died because of bad reviews because the book wasn't that good. Well, you made around $900 in its lifetime and maybe a little more, because even if your book has negative reviews or bad reviews, you're still going to make some sales. That's the crazy thing about KDPs. You're still going to make sales, but you're not going to make a lot of sales, okay? So say in the lifetime you made around $900. So your profit is $400 essentially. But compared to that, say you invest $1,000 in making a really, really good book, right? So it costs you $1,000 and say it only makes $200 a month. So you're making less a month for whatever reason, but it's a good book and it gets positive reviews organically, which will help the book sell more, which will get more reviews because of that, which will help the book sell even more. And it'll lead to more reviews, and then it'll lead to more sales. And it just keeps going and going until it just keeps selling forever, basically. And you make that $200 a month forever, and you will obviously make back your initial investment easily, and then you make profit for years and years and years. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, you're not going to make $200 a month every single month for the rest of your life, or it's not going to be $200 a month exact. And of course, that's not what I'm saying, right? I don't know how much you're going to make, but the point is your book will last much longer and it'll keep selling for years if you focus on quality rather than just pumping books out, okay? So in the long run, because you always want to play the long game, right? It's the same as anything, you know? Instead of chasing short-term results, if you can just invest in long-term results, you will always win. And it's the same with publishing. Now, the next thing I'm going to focus on is building my audience from day one. So I'm going to create an email list and start building an audience and building an email list before book one is even released. Okay, so the faster you can build your audience, the easier getting reviews and sales are during launch, obviously, because you can promote your book to this audience. Now, this is the biggest part where people struggle with building an audience and building an email list, and doing proper email marketing is where a lot of people struggle. Now, I do talk about this in my course way more in depth, but there's actually a very easy way to build an email list, pretty much on autopilot, and also very, very cheap. So there's a strategy that you can do once, and then you can just keep getting new email list subscribers every single day on autopilot. Now, this is the result of using this strategy for my own pen name in my new niche. And you can see that I got 34 subscribers in 1 week for a brand new brand, okay? Now, I'm getting about 5 subscribers a day before my main book is even published. Now, it's actually more than 5. I'm getting around like 8 to 9 subscribers a day doing nothing. I just did the work once, and then I don't do anything anymore. It now takes 0 time and 0 money on an ongoing basis, and I still get 9 subscribers every single day on average. So there are many ways of building your email list. I think this is the easiest one, and I talk more about it in my course. But the point is, you should always focus on building your audience and your email list from day one. Now, the next thing I'm going to focus on is to run Amazon ads on an ongoing basis. So I will not be relying solely on organic sales, because a lot of people don't know this, but if you run Amazon ads, your organic sales actually increase as well, because by running Amazon ads, you make more sales, right? And your BSR drops, right? And your book gains more momentum. And if your book is getting good sales and good reviews, then that'll push your book ranking up in the organic results as well. So by running ads, you actually make more organically too. And that's why you want to run ads on a pretty much ongoing basis. Even though you're maybe only breaking even on ads, that's still fine, okay? So you want to run Amazon ads from book number 1. Just run it because, again, it's an investment into your book. You're going to get more sales and reviews doing so. Now, the next thing is I'm going to build a team from the beginning, because I have the money to invest. And obviously, if you don't have the money to invest, then you have to start with doing everything on your own. But for me, in my position, I'll be hiring VAs and freelancers for basically every single task in the publishing business. That's the great thing about publishing, is you can pretty much outsource everything and you don't have to really do things yourself, right? So you can build a business, you can automate it and create a system and whatnot. And I do have a whole module on automation and creating systems in my course if you do want to check it out. But I do want to ask you a question that might give you a reality check for a lot of people, especially in publishing, because what I noticed is a lot of people seem so fixated in doing things for free, especially in low content, which I do not understand why you would think that, okay? So everybody wants to go and create a cover for free, create an interior for free, do everything for free with Canva. And they're so proud of that, but it just doesn't make sense to me, okay? Because the question is, if it takes you an hour to do a task that you could have outsourced for $5, you're basically saying your time is worth $5 an hour. And my question to you is your time worth $5 an hour? If you're in the US, $5 an hour is basically half of minimum wage, okay? And if you're in another country, maybe it's worth more. But by using sites like Fiverr and being able to outsource your book covers for $5, and it'll probably be better than what you would make on Canva, that'll take you 2 hours, for example. Don't you think that's worth your time? Same as formatting your books, right? Same as creating interiors or designs too. You really have to think in terms of what you're valuing your time for. And a lot of times people do these tasks where it takes them hours and hours to do when they could have outsourced for $5. So you're basically devaluing your time significantly to the point where it just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, this is a mistake that I've done, when I first got started too, so I can't really judge people for it, but I'm just saying, think about this when you're trying to do every single task yourself. I want you to really think, is it really worth your time, or if you can just outsource it cheaply? Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you do want to check out my complete publishing course, the link is below this video, as well as all the tools and resources that I recommend also in the video description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys in the next one.